Am I the asshole for telling a coworker that if I am not allowed to wear makeup, then he also should not be allowed to keep his beard? English is not my first language, so excuse any mistake. This is a throwaway account. I, 25 female, work at a law firm. Just for context, recently graduated, so right now I do not practice law, but I am basically the receptionist of the office, so I see every single client that comes into the building. I also like wearing makeup, not to the point of being completely unrecognizable, but I do like to wear a full face. We recently had a meeting to discuss the dress code of the office. Since some of my coworkers are having issues adapting to the in-person modality, at the end, my boss asked if someone had any other concern. My coworker, 45 male, let's call him Mario, said something along the lines of, I think makeup should be banned. People like tkmaklover look like a whole different person without it, and that misleads the client. Of course, I was shocked when he said that, and I could see that a lot of my coworkers were too, since the comment was so unwarranted. I told him, well, if I am not allowed to wear makeup, then you shouldn't be allowed to keep your beard, given that you go from a grown man to a 12-year-old when you shave. He turned really red and tried to say something, but my boss did not let him. I thought that was the end of the situation, but I found out that some of the other employees are making fun of him using the comment I made. I now feel really bad for what I said. I told my family, and most of them agreed that what I said was more hurtful than what he said, but he shouldn't have named me and tried to make an example out of me. So Reddit, I have to ask, am I the asshole for telling a coworker that if I am not allowed to wear makeup, then he should also not be allowed to keep his beard? Am I the asshole for my response to my cousin's pregnancy announcement at my husband's goodbye party? My husband's getting deployed overseas very soon, and I decided to invite both families for a cookout goodbye party for him before he leaves. My cousin and I are not close. She married 3 times and has 2 kids. She divorced her first husband because he left work and became a stay-at-home parent. Divorced her second husband because he didn't do chores and kept working long hours. Now her current husband, Tom, or Tommy, does nothing. He contributes nothing towards chores. In fact, she does everything for him while he just hangs out with friends and plays video games most of the time. I know this because she constantly complains to mom and aunt about it. My cousin's reasoning for choosing him is that he has so many other great features. I gotta say, he is handsome and is one of the most gorgeous guys she's ever been with, but he's rude, loud, talks back, has an awful sense of humor, if at all, and money has clearly stunned his growth mentally. On to the encounter. At the cookout, everyone was sitting after we ate, and my husband was giving a little speech about what he's been experiencing at the moment, as well as giving sincere goodbyes to his mom and dad and little sister. He then talked about us and how much he'll miss our little ones. It was emotional till my cousin carelessly interrupted us and playfully said it wasn't like my husband was dying or isn't coming back in a few months. Then she said she had big news. Everyone looked at her as she smiled and said she was pregnant. I got mad seeing the attention instantly drew on her getting hugs and congrats. My husband seemed irritated and got quiet. I just got up from my seat feeling confused about how to react and told my cousin, "Hey, listen, I know you're so happy to be able to keep Tommy's sperm as pets, but this is a goodbye party for Kevin, so your happy news should be shared another time, another place." The families were split. Some were laughing and some got upset. My cousin, almost crying, silently left the yard as Aunt followed. I got nasty, nasty looks from my side of the family. Then both Mom and Aunt berated me for my inappropriate reaction and my response in making such disgusting comments about my cousin's pregnancy and humiliating her like that. I explained that this was yet another attempt from her to hijack another occasion I host. And I said this in the heat of the moment, but Aunt saw nothing wrong with sharing good news and demanded I apologize for ruining my cousin's moment. Am I the asshole? Reddit confessions. I stole over $20,000 in a very creative way back in the 90s. So I worked at a fast food chain in the 90s when I was in high school. When I worked there, they were in the process of phasing out denominational gift certificates, $5, $10, and $25. The way it worked was if you spent more than half of the certificate, they gave you the cash back. So if you ordered $5.50 worth of food and gave them one of the $10 gift cards, they gave you the $4.50 back in cash. My manager was in charge of destroying all the existing certificates as we transitioned to the more traditional credit card looking gift cards. So my manager said he shredded the certificates like he was supposed to, but one night when I was closing, I found 2 boxes of the gift cards tucked deep in the dry storage room. They were filled with the certificates that were supposed to be shredded. So I scooped them up, brought them out to the dumpster in trash bags, and threw them away. After we closed, I came back and recovered the back and brought the certificates home. I counted them. They were 1,000 $25 gift cards, 1,000 $10 gift cards, and 500 $5 certificates. None of them had expiration dates. Total haul was $40,000 in fast food certificates. My manager never said a word. He couldn't. He had reported them destroyed weeks earlier. Over the next 3 years, my girlfriend and I toured every location in our state and the next 4 states, ordering food and getting the change. We never kept track on a spreadsheet or anything, but we got good at knowing what menu items were just about half. After the first year, we started saving the change in a shoebox, and we just let it build up. I bought my first car for $7,800 cash from the change, and for some reason, a kiddie cone was $1.05. If you gave them a $5 certificate, they gave you $3.95 back. We threw away a lot of kiddie cones. We could hit 10 to 12 stores in a day if we drove around for 5 to 6 hours. Both of us would use a gift certificate. It was not labor intensive.